Right. And we are live, and this is Noodle Free Mondays, and I'm your guy, Mr. CD Forcer, aka Poppy Call the Bad Boy. And Noodle Free Mondays is all about the crazy stuff going on in the world today. We're gonna watch a few comedy things since we talk about noodles who are kind of weird people that act kind of crazy. And we're trying to analyze them, which most of those same people are us. But here's some comedy skits that me and my guys did back in the day. I always played at the beginning of this show since the show's about being silly. We usually get to talking about 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So thanks for watching. I'm going to get the video started, get the links out to my guys to get my fellow soldiers up in the show. And welcome to Noodle Free Mondays. And thank you guys for checking it out. If you are watching, like, share, and subscribe. And also check out all of our other shows. Bobo and Butthead's Techapalooza on Saturday at 5:30. On Wednesday, we have the My Part of Town podcast. And we may be adding some other shows in the future. And also check out anything on Cat Poop Crazy Car and Bolo TV. And check out the Skit Bags, my crew. And fair use, this is my stuff. So don't you get me in trouble, YouTube, for showing it to the people. Let's check it out. And let's get ready for showtime.
Speaking of marriage, you're now on your third marriage. And Laura Bush really supported literacy when she was First Lady. Michelle Obama, childhood obesity. You know what your wife would make as her signature issue if she was First Lady of the United States of America?
I think Melania, a great signature issue that she could have is a great pair of tits.
Excuse me?
A great pair of tits.
But what would that do for America?
Well, what can a great pair of tits not do for America?
Well, how is that going to help poor people or young children growing up?
Well, give them something to look up to and aspire to. And, you know, for a young man, he'll be like, I want that in my life. Somewhat of a model, mentor, wife figure. And for women, that is what an ideal pair of tits looks like. And they would know that.
So if she was First Lady, she would be promoting great pairs of tits.
Great pairs of tits. Really great ones.
Okay. Wow. This is really quite a surprising interview, Mr. Trump.
You're welcome.
Morning, after I was told by a law enforcement source that she appeared to be medically have a medical issue and had to be taken out of the Ground Zero area.
Oh, man, Mrs. Clinton, we got y'all right on time before anybody got a chance to see you fall.
Mrs. Clinton. Mrs. Clinton, are you okay? Check her pulse. Check her pulse. Check her pulse.
She's dead.
No. I knew I should have taken that job from Bernie.
This November, the Secret Service has a secret of their own.
What kind of candidate says she's gonna be the president and dies on?
Let me check. Harrison, Taylor, Harding, Roosevelt, Lincoln, Garfield.
What are we gonna do? If she's dead, we're out of a job. I don't know, man. Keep her walking, keep her talking, and everything is good.
We get her in the White House and we make up policies.
Yes.
Let's go.
First question. So here's the problem with your immigration plan. It's full of empty promises.
Well, look, I like tacos a lot, but get the Mexicans out. You know, get them out.
Super delegates give it 2 thumbs up.
She's dead. She's dead. Oh. That's it. Nail her. High five me while you nail her.
The greatest movie never deleted.
Hey, she can't talk today. Had her wisdom teeth out yesterday. So, waving.
I like quesadillas. I like guacamole. I like...
Very hard. Is Donald Trump her enemy, man?
We can't do Hillary. Nice. Yeah. Woo.
A hard-hitting comedy and a surefire knockout hit.
Hillary, you animal, you're insatiable.
How does nobody know she's dead?
Super delegates give it 2 thumbs up.
In my opinion, the black race is superior, and that's a fact.
Falling into theaters near you this November.
Go Hillary.
Oh! It's fine. She's dead.
Bill's in there. He wants to have sex with her. What do we do?
Does she know? I thought that shit.
Oh, fuck that.
All right, Mr. Lochte, you know why you're being interrogated here today?
Oh, yeah, because we're filming another commercial?
No, we're not. You're here because of what happened at the gas station the other night. You said you were held at gunpoint?
Yeah, for sure. That 100% happened.
Okay, tell us more.
We were out there. We were helping a bunch of kids draw stuff on the sidewalk, and it was raining thunder. And the guy pulled a gun to my head, and I was like, "Whatever," because I'm super chillax like that. And then the gun started shooting crocodiles and bullets. There were bullets there too, and I was like, "Oh!" And they missed me. And then I got out there and I won a bunch of gold medals.
Yeah, those are all lies.
Yeah.
Why don't you start by telling us who you were with?
Yeah. I was with Michael Phelps' son, Boomer,
His 3-month-old?
Katie Ledecky's world records, and that fat catcher kid from The Sandlot. Dun 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 dun.
Ryan, if you lie to us, it's only going to make things worse.
Oh, don't worry. I've never lied down in my entire life.
All right, look, we don't want any trouble. Just tell us what happened and we'll let you go.
All right. Me and 3 buddies, we went out.
Okay, why?
We heard there was a dead body and we wanted to check it out.
All right, good. Who was with you?
River Phoenix, Corey Feldman, and the fat kid from The Catcher in the Rye.
Okay, that's the plot from Stand By Me and a book. And that's not the same fat kid. That's a fat Jerry O'Connell.
That me. I want some water.
Now talk.
Are you kidding me?
What?
I can't swim in this. Oh, maybe I can.
Oh. I want you to watch this surveillance video. Now that's clearly you and the other 3 swimmers breaking down that bathroom door.
Oh, no, that's not me.
What do you mean? No one else on earth has hair that hideous. That's Ryan Lochte. You're Ryan Lochte.
I'm Ryan Lochte, son Boomer.
Please, Ryan. Just tell us the truth and we can all go home.
I wasn't robbed. Is that what you want to hear?
Yes.
I don't know that song. I know California Girls by Katy Perry. California
Get
girls
this
are up
asshole
in
out of
Canada,
here.
Singing a dance and dancing a Buick.
Breathe.
Ryan.
Stop holding your breath.
How long was that one?
8 seconds.
Wow.
Miguel, Benny, how are you? Oh God, come here. So this is Miguel. He's my photographer. He's great. Hola. Real artist and underpants today. So. Makes things easier.
When I first started out, I was a full body guy. I was trying to make it showing everything, and it was tough. My following wasn't growing. I was freaking out. I was saying, "What's wrong here?" And so I called my friend and my now mentor, Jen Selter, aka the ass of Instagram. She's got 20 million followers. She said, "Benny, what I did to get where I am now is I took the very best part of me and I held a magnifying glass up to it for the world to see. What is it about you that is exceptional?" That's what she said to me. And I thought about it. And I took her advice.
I was lost with a broken heart. You picked me up, now I'm set apart. From the ash I am born again. Forever safe in the Savior's hands. You were more than
Run you today with the boys, Walter White and Hal. Breaking Bad reference.
When I first saw Benny's balls, I was very taken aback, because they are testicles. It's very like, whoa, my God, this guy's nuts. On the page for everybody to see, there's children on here, It's like I get the free the nipple movement, but goddamn. But then when I looked again, it was just, I realized what it was. It was art.
Maravilloso.
Well, when I saw Benny's balls, the testicles, I said to myself,
Tengo que fotografiar esto. I have to shoot them.
You cool with both out right now?
Yes.
Good.
They look perfect.
You know, I think people think that my life is this glamorous, wonderful thing, you know, being flown to exotic locations and having an amazing time. It's not just that. It's so much more. It's heat packs to let them drop. It's cooling packs to just bring them up a little. It's shaving them, meticulously shaving them, because if you're shaving a pair of balls, there's no other choice but to be meticulous. If you're lazy shaving your balls, you're either going to do a bad job or you're going to cut yourself and you could bleed to death. So, I mean, that really could be fatal. This is Daryl. He is my ball. I mean, everything really. Masseuse, bowler, right? Twister, whatever needs to be done. Really, I shaved, so we're all good to go there. Ready? Let's shoot. Let's do it. Let's do it. A lot of people ask me why I don't show my whole package, you know, and I always say to that, well, Spielberg didn't show Jaws in the first 5 minutes of the movie, so.
Perfect. Oh, wonderful. You're angry. There you go. Okay. There you go. That's. Yes.
How's that?
Perfect. Yes. Excellent. Magic.
The other amazing thing about working with Daryl is that when he is working on my balls, I look down at his head and it is a ball. Ooh, it's gold. And a beautiful shiny ball at that.
Yes, yes, that's perfect. That's perfect.
It is an endless inspiration just looking at his bald head. Thanks, Sarah.
After I got out of the Corps, went to work in my uncle's bowling alley. Nice job. I love my uncle. Bowling alley is a great place, but I needed a little more income. So I went on the Craigslist site, and I saw this ad for a ball buffer, and it just seemed like a natural fit because what I'd been doing in the bowling alley, you know. And then I met Benny, and he's just the nicest guy and just the sweetest balls. And I just thought, well, this is just made in heaven.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There it is. There it is.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Masterpiece.
I don't know where I'd be without Daryl, to be honest with you. He is tender and he loves his job and he understands the body part that is the balls so well. And he is also a ball perfectionist, which is exactly what I need.
Okay,
get out.
perfect.
Get out.
Perfect.
Get out.
It's perfect.
Get out. Move out.
Get
Move
out.
out.
Get
Move
out.
out.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
That's it. This is the shot.
Oh.
People are always trying to get me to choose a favorite, left one or right one. I think one without the other, it just doesn't work. It's redundant. If one was to leave, the other would get lonely and shrivel.
It's to the left.
Just to the left. Well, the right's probably easier from here. But
Yeah. All right.
Una bola derecha, una bola izquierda. The left one is the best one, just so you know. And that's the one that gets more likes.
The left. No, that's not even a question. The left. Left.
That's a tough one because they are both primo balls. I guess if I had to pick one, be the left one. The left one is a little bit larger, hangs a little bit lower, you know, it's a little bit fuller, and it polishes up real nice.
I don't just see myself as an Instagram model. I see myself somewhat as a revolutionary.
I've thought about putting my clit online. Never thought about that before.
I'm pushing an envelope on a part of the body and the male physique, which has long been ignored.
Millennials, they're our market. They saw it. They stand up. They say, we want the balls. We want to see those balls every day on my Instagram feed. That's what I do it for the millennials.
You know, if you told me 5 years ago that I would be a testicle model, I would have laughed in your face and then hesitated because that's actually not a bad idea if you have a sensational set of balls.
I'm here with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has very nicely agreed to do an interview with us radio folks today, even though this is a TV interview, and we're very happy to have him. Thank you very much, Mr. Trump. We really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
My first question has to do with Governor Chris Christie. What role would Chris Christie, now that he is head of your transition team, be in your administration?
Well, that's a very good question. I like Chris Christie very much. He's a very good friend of mine, and we're very close. We hang out a lot. And to be honest, I don't think Chris Christie is a politician. I don't think he's a very good one. I don't think he should be in politics. I should think he'd be a great chef. He'd be a wonderful chef. He actually looks like he should be on a front of a pizza box. Like
but he's in charge of your transition team.
Yes, he is, but I don't think he really should be. I mean, Mike Pence made that decision, not me. But if it was up to me, I'd put him on the front of a DiGiorno's pizza box, give him a mustache, like one of those big, silly Italian mustaches. And then when he comes into the White House, of course, there'd be a job for him somewhere, probably in the kitchen, in all honesty.
What if he wouldn't take that job in the kitchen?
I would forcibly give him the job. He would have no choice. We got him right here. Let's ask him. How would I employ you? Come here. Come here. How would I employ you? Chris, how would I employ you in the administration? He doesn't like being picked up, Chris Christie. He's very independent.
I think he is very independent.
Very independent.
Yes.
He is. I like him very much, though. He's very cute.
Can you tell us a little bit about the role that Mike Pence would play in your administration?
Of course, Mike Pence is a fabulous person. I like him very much. Obviously, I made him my vice president. Should I get into the White House? And I think Mike Pence will just do normal vice president things, hang around in the Oval Office, hang out with all the people that come through there, get coffees and teas for everyone, strudels, pastries, breakfast muffins, those sort of things. I don't know if he knows how to make espresso yet. I don't know if he's been trained, but I'm going to make sure that previous to being in the White House that he is trained, because I personally like a macchiato in the morning. Macchiato, I'm not sure if you know what that is, but a macchiato it's a delicious shot with just a little foam on the top, and I like it very much. And if you could do that, learn to do that, it'd be very nice.
But you want a vice president to be making you macchiatos?
Well, preferably. I don't know what else he's going to do
there. Some people believe that Mike Pence is more anti-gay than you are. Why would you choose somebody?
Hold on. 1 sec. I like you a lot. And I want tonight to be special. It's kind of the first time. And, I really want the mood to be perfect. So do you mind if I light a couple candles?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I light them for almost everything. Like, there's no occasion where a candle isn't appropriate. Here we go. What do you think?
I think it's great. It's really nice.
Okay, so you're just humoring me. It's not quite right, so just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna do a couple more, okay? It's gonna be awesome when it's done. Like, you will never believe like candles can make things this romantic, but it's going to. It's going to. Trust me. 1 sec. 1 sec. It's all gonna be worth it, I swear. This is good.
Donnez-moi une suite au Ritz, je n'en veux pas. Des bijoux de chez Chanel, je n'en veux pas. Donnez-moi une limousine, je ferai quoi? Offrez-moi du personnel, j'en ferai quoi? Châtel, ce n'est pas pour moi. Offrez-moi la tour Eiffel, j'en ferai quoi?
She just keeps lighting it.
Are you seeing this? Oh, that's awesome. Looks like fireflies, right? Oh, maybe you get a load of this tile. You're gonna love it.
What are you doing in my room? Psycho.
Cliché, bienvenue dans ma réalité.
Gotta run to the store real quick for some candles.
J'en ai marre de bonnes manières, c'est trop pour moi. Moi je mange avec les mains et je suis comme ça. Je parle fort et je suis France, excusez-moi. Fini l'hypocrisie, moi, je me casse là. J'en ai marre des lampes de bois. Regardez-moi, de toute manière, je vous en veux pas.
All right, I think we're finally set. Oh! Oh! God, you look like shit now. Oh, fuck. I promise you, Sarah, I will never leave you. Okay, I gotta go, sweetheart. All right, we'll talk soon.
What you say to me? Hey! Happy Monday, bitch!
Here we go. Oh, hello, and welcome to another episode of Homemade Sex Toys with me, Randy Andy. Now, today is a very special day because we are reaching out to public access internet. Now, isn't that exciting? I will hope that the telephone does not ring in the middle to cut off our internet connection. I would like to start with a letter I received in the post. Now, this letter you will enjoy. This is from a very long-time viewer. Yes, she saw my very first show. I actually had some souffle with her. Let me get to it. Here it is. Dear Randy, do you know how to get stains out of pleather? Thank you, Stacy. No, I do not. Okay, what you will need is a toilet paper roll, scissors, a glue gun, and now I cannot stress enough. I've said this time and time again. When using a glue gun, or any tools for that matter, be sure to keep all of your clothes on. Next, you will need 100 gummy bears, an assortment of colors. All right. Oh, and scissors. So, step 1. You want to cut the cardboard down the center. Oh, that gets harder every time. Then, you want to take your gummy bears and glue them in rows on the inside. Gentlemen, if you're making this for a boyfriend, well, why not use the colors of the rainbow? Or if you have a favorite sports team, or if you have a least favorite sports team. For me, Dallas, Texas, fuck you. When placing your gummy bears, you want to be very sure that the arms and legs are pointing up to the sky. Now, this is imperative for absolute intense pleasure. For those little arms and legs will tickle you in places you didn't even know you had. And I have discovered them all, so stay tuned. Now, those of you uncircumcised, you may want to add about double the glue. Here we go, little bears. Oh, yes, you'll be getting your porridge soon. Now, I will say, if you are making this lover for an ethnic friend, you may want to consider using a paper towel roll instead. Now, isn't that starting to look inviting? Oh, I'm already getting very excited. So excited, in fact, that I can't wait any longer. Now, this is what your finished product will look like. Now, doesn't that look like something you want to hide in the bathroom with? I think so. A little bit of lotion will help you along. Remember, don't eat the bears that have been glued. You'll die. Thank you for tuning in to Homemade Sex Toys with Randy Andy. And I ask you, please share my videos. Attach your friends to my videos. Ship them to your dad. Hashtag your moms. And I can't wait to hear from each and every one of you. Tune in next week where I will be making my late wife Agabel's favorite. It is a pleasure machine. I'll see you then. All the good. I am Randy Andy. It's good.
Look, I'm so sorry. Okay, coincidentally, if there's anything I can do to make this go away without involving the authorities.
Yeah. I think we work something out.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
We just so we're on the same page. You're not like referring to anything kinky, are you?
My bad. I just kicked the daggone plug in the middle of this damn last video. So that's a perfect way to jump the shelf. Let's hit the official 30-second countdown thing just to do it. are live and in the game for Noodle Free Mondays. I'm your guy, Mr. CD Enforcer, aka Poppy Carl, the bad boy. We're up in the house tonight to talk about all kind of silly and fun things that crazy people do in this world and analyze why they do what they do. If you haven't noticed on our main title today, our possible Noodle of the week is Lil Tay. If you don't remember who that is, that was the little girl that was going to all the cars and saying, "Oh, I'm flexing on all y'all and holding the money." And she was recently reported as taken away from us, but some people are saying that is a possible hoax. So we'll be addressing that during the show and several other noodle type of topics. As mentioned, I'm Mr. Seed Enforcer, aka Poppy Carter Bad Boy, and I got my guest host with me right here, Mr. Volo M Tautology, aka VMT, the Mastodon, and he does all the kind of calculations for the universe. You out there, sir?
Yes, I am.
What's going on with you?
I'm sitting here chilling, and I'm looking. And I finally logged in on my screen, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why am I just seeing, the Jedi's and emo? What happened to Mr. C?
Oh my God! So I'm making some fried chicken right now. Like, it's so bad, I actually dropped the bag of fried chicken I was shaking on the floor because I was making fried chicken, and so I was shaking this. I was going to cook during the show, and I kicked the plug to all the computers. So knock everything off for a second. But we're back on, and as soon as I get a chance, that fried chicken is going to go down. I'm up here shaking it in cornbread, and I'm going to air fry it for those who that's my
Well, at least we know we still be on, but I was over here just, half sleep, half trying to set stuff up for myself. And then I'm like, okay, what happened? And just as I was about to say hello and to try to explain whatever is going on, I don't know, but you pop right back on. So
excellent. So of course, as you may notice with all the signs and stuff around, we do call the show Noodle Free Mondays. We may have Mr. BAS slide up in here if he's not too busy to cause a little trouble too. Do you have any background wrap-up stuff before we get into any of the topics of the week, Volo?
Nah, just it was the weekend. Me and the boy played a couple video games. Walked him through playing some chess. I got a chance to have him play his first game against a computer and and help them win it. But then he tormented me playing Sonic the Hedgehog. He wanted me to prove that I can beat the game, so he helped me. He helped me, but he put me before Metal Sonic, and I had to fight Metal Sonic like 100 or 108 times before I finally beat him. Dying all the time.
Wow! And this is one of the older versions of the game.
Yeah, this is Sonic 2.
Nice. Well, good parent-child bonding. That's excellent. Any other backup activities of what's going on in the last couple of days?
And then I was right back on the job trying to figure out how not to get fired.
You still working the same gig?
Yeah, I'm still doing that. Like it's just too convenient and steady for me. I like the bank hours. It's now trying to work around it to get a couple extra dollars in my pocket to really start taking things to new levels.
All right. Well, that's how they get you, man. The good hours and convenience. That's how they got me locked in. I mean, even the job I got now, I'm working from home. I could probably leave and get more money at a new job, but God, I'm working from home. I know everybody at the job. I'm 10, 20 years in the company. Everybody knows. It's like, it's too sweet. So even if there's a better opportunity, it's like, no, I'd rather be comfortable than be getting a little bit extra.
Yeah.
That stress will take you out. Any other backup history stuff from the last couple of days since this Saturday?
What else happened? I had a list, and what happened on Saturday? Well, same things we talked about. Nothing too complex. That little what was that name? The little Family Feud game that I demoed. I hosted on my Facebook page was cute.
We was asking people the questions, mention stuff.
Yeah. I made your IRS the number one answer.
That bad boy got teeth.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
bad boy
yeah,
got clean.
yeah. So, people getting a little kick out of that because that was, kind of a cute thing, and I'll try to throw another one up in the next day or two. Try to do
Yeah,
something
people love the
different,
games.
huh?
People love the games, and even the social media, like in their little suggestion, they're always suggesting that we put up polls and little games, little questions and debates for people to reply to. So people seem to really like that on
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah, as opposed to the typical Hollywood bashing and the whack politics and them making stuff up as they go. That's kind of a purpose I feel as though noodle free should be. Leave all that nonsense alone. But
Well, I mean, that's the complexity of social media because some people, their still is whatever is the hot topic. So if it is something political that's hot, if it's something social, if it's sports, whatever the hot topic is, they make a video about it because the algorithm likes it. It brings you up. I have literally seen people make full YouTube careers off of a single situation. Like before this Carly Russell thing, the girl who had called in like the fake kidnapping, I was watching this guy. He maybe had 3,000 subscribers. And he was doing similar stories, and he's got a daughter, so he's really into the like worrying about what happens to women. So he was really into Carly Russell story. So he was going after every little topic, right? Not doing nothing sensational, no lies. He kept it honest. And now that it's over, he now has 30,000 followers.
Okay.
And it's only because there was a current topic he was passionate about, that he was really into. He wasn't really doing it just for the fact that it was hot. He was passionate about the actual issue, and that drew people in. The tough thing is with social media, how are you going to be passionate about every single issue that's popular? Because what's popular isn't always what you're passionate about at the time. That's the conflict. But if you can find a nice balance where you can have your own stuff, and then when something that's popular comes up that actually relates to what you do, there's a good time to make a video. That was my intention when I was started my little social media thing and my Cat Who Crazy page. I was like, okay, well, I still want to make stuff that's true to me, but I don't want to just go making videos just because something is popular. Like if I don't have a valid opinion on it, or if it doesn't really relate to my typical message, I don't want to go reaching out and looking for trouble. Like if you're a person that never talks about politics or maybe mental health or issues, you probably won't talk about Hunter Biden and the whole Coke thing, for example. That's not for you. You know what I mean? Your thing is that, you want to stick to your thing. So in between that, you should do your own videos. But the usual way that people do get successful now in modern times is screw what I'm worried about. What is everybody else worried about? And I'm going to make a video about that. And basically, what they do is they give their own perspective on the issue. So at least that way, it's still kind of like, them being them. And that's why the technician wanted us to do so many review videos. Remember, he was always talking about that. Yo, we should review videos. Yo, remember that?
Kind of, sort of.
He was always mentioning it in the early phases and whatnot. And it's a good factor. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm split because I refuse to review something I don't have an interest in. But I did see our noodle of the week, Lil Tay, who was a little girl that used to act like she had a lot of money. She's like, yo, I got Merc cars and I'm flossing. You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly. I'm dying laughing right. I'm not going crazy with my laughter, but I am because she's the reason I think I got blocked on Facebook.
Why? Why'd you get blocked?
Well, I called the this troll that is a friend of mine I went to college with, but he's trolling me on me saying that I'm hip hop, right? So it's you're not hip hop. It's like, nigga, leave me the fuck alone. Like I am hip hop. Like, you know what I mean? It's like we're not little kids, and so it became a thing of me proving that hip hop is an American culture created by the children of the 1960 civil rights movement. Like me and my son, we've been rapping about that since he was in the 4th grade, and rapping to trying to explain to him that is more than just Coke La Rock Kool Herc and Bambaataa, which Karis One famously put as as the creators. But actually, he was just talking about his childhood and how he went to that party with the little, with his, Kool Herc's daughter, and hence was the last Wednesday was the the quote unquote birthday of hip hop. And it's something that everybody's been, debating, but even himself has said, hey, we know it's, it goes back to the 50s, the 60s, and I mean, it was their culture that we were doing, and it grew into what we now call hip hop culture. So long story short, like, and me trying to, just recapping all of that, and him just like, you're not hip hop, and want to be, Mr. Smartass all the time. I called him a bitch, but I linked it to her being a rapper, talking about Lil Tay. Like, I like, no, this little girl is not a rapper, right? She's like, what I mean? Like, she's not hip hop. We shouldn't be calling little 14-year-old white girls rappers. And tagging the story of, at that time, like, she I don't know what happened since then, but I ain't really get a chance to look into it because I've already shared like 2 or 3 posts, that they already started, a couple days prior to that. But I'm like, I'm not playing with, but letting people know, like, y'all keep saying what dictating what our culture is, and here's a little 14-year-old girl that supposedly allegedly died, from flashing cash or whatever happened.
Right.
But y'all not even interested in it because it might be a very, very tragic story.
Right.
So the algorithm would the algorithm was like, you can't say that, and it's like, what I can't say, and I knew it had, me linking the little girl had a little bit to do with it, but it was basically calling him a bitch.
Oh yeah,
But then,
yeah. No name calling, no projection. You can't even say anything like, let's say you see somebody bungee jump, right? And you said, let's say it's one of my Caucasian brothers, and then you type in the comment section, man, white boys is crazy. Dog, I've been blocked for 30 days on Facebook for that. Just for making a joke about somebody jumping off a bungee cord. Like, man, white boys be wild. Like, dog, just something that simple can get you blocked for 30 days on the internet.
But they hit me. I appealed. I mean, it was less than 10 minutes. It came back like, no, we're sorry, we got that one wrong. Like,
yeah, sometimes they'll take it back, or they'll review it. Or if you ask for a review, they'll take it back.
Yeah, but I was trying to figure out, all right, well, they put it and they put it right back on there. You calling him a bitch, bitch, no problem.
Yeah.
So the next time I said bi, and then I put a happy face emoji, ch, and then it hit me again like, oh, now you're doing the hate speech again.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's a happy face. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
But that's me knowing that he's tagging it. Like,
he's
the one
probably flagging it and whatnot. Because usually, unless you do like something very simple, like maybe only replace one letter, like if you put like B @tch, the computer might get it. But if you put like B @ checker, H, nah. You know what I mean?
I put a happy face, laughing happy face emoji, but it's still up. They didn't take it down, but it was him. He's still calling me a bitch.
Yeah.
And then he act like, nah, I didn't flag you. Yes, you did, you bitch ass nigga. That's what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
So they didn't block me, but they was like, well, you can't tag other people for 24 hours type shit. You know what I mean? Like, all right, but he's still tagging me just to say that I can call him a bitch, and to him to report it to try to get me kicked off, little bitch ass nigga. So
my rule is, Bolo, what I learned about that shit is, man, dog, the internet, I kind of gave up on it. Like, my thing now is I put on my comment. If somebody replies, I don't even reply with like my opinion if they're like way outside with something. What I say is I just be like, I just kind of restate my original point and let them know I kind of don't agree, and then I go away. Because usually if somebody comes on your chat and they like real hard on you, they're just looking to get you to say something so they can report you.
Well, he's just a college buddy that being a knucklehead and you know what I mean. And I'm hitting him with I'm even hitting him with your last word, like last word, nigga, shut the fuck up, like
Yeah, last word. No, that I'm telling you that's the whole trick. Like that's how I was kind of saying. Like one of the curses to like having like a troll style is that you draw anti-trolls, right?
Yeah.
That's how I was telling you to kind of chill on the post, because your older posts they probably low key created him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The old flagger posts and all the aggressive posts I used to tell you about. The reason he's messing with you now is not because of what you just said the other day. You get my point?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's actually got nothing to do with the hip hop.
Yeah.
You get it now?
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit a couple marks somewhere else, or he's just sick of seeing the post, or he's like, you know what? I'm about to get on his nerves back, right? His heart might not even be in it.
Yeah.
His whole goal is, I guess, teach you some kind of lesson. So just be aware of that as you get shit from him, okay?
But I even hit you with the last word with the IRS answer. That was funny as shit, though.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see it yet. It went down. I didn't even check it yet. That's you put last word after that.
Yeah,
last word. That's right. If anybody doesn't notice watching on my side channel, I make comedy talks, and one of my comedy talks is how do you get on a troll's nerve? How do you troll a troll and identify a troll? And I told all these specific ways. And one of the final ones that I realized how to really piss a troll off is instead of arguing back and forth with them and reacting every time they move the goalposts and say something different and absurd, just put either hashtag last word or just type last word. And every time they say another absurd thing to you that you're like, whatever, dude, last word. Anything they're trying, last word. Oh, it drives them crazy. After about 3 of them, they're either going to completely flip out and say something that'll get them blocked, or they're just going to disappear. Last word. Oh, yeah. It's all about the last word. So our possible noodle of the week, Little Tay. Did you have any specific noodle topics on your mind besides that issue?
Nah, I'm over here. I plugged up the Raspberry Pi's first time cutting it on and
okay, so that's the technology. Well, let's do that first before we get into our noodle of the week. I was going to play Summer Such just to introduce, and then we'll talk about her. But let's do that first since you got that going on. What's going on with the Raspberry thing?
It's running again. Okay. It took me a little while to get
you had to fix it.
Well, yeah, I haven't played with it in almost a year now.
You know what? Let me look up what a Raspberry is. It's just called the Raspberry?
Yeah, it's the Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi. Let's check it out. Let me watch a cool video on it. Why not, right? Let's see what you're talking about. Can you give us any words while I'm looking this up?
Well, right now I got the original Grand Theft Auto on it. It looks horrible.
Really? Or does it look like the old version would look on an old PC?
Yeah. Yep. That's what it looked like. It's the very first one, so it's it's very pixelated.
Cool. I'm trying to find a short little quick review video on the Raspberry Pi.
I don't even know if I can play it. It's got load screens, like it's loading from a disc.
No, let me put it. Is it Raspberry Pi like Pi?
Yeah, Pi, yeah.
Put Raspberry Pi review. There we go. Let's find a review that's fairly short. What's this one? Review. I'll go with this one. We'll go here. I'm going to pause it. And then I'm gonna bring it up here. Any other commentary on the Raspberry Pi while I'm looking up a review video for us to check out? Like you don't want to boast about it? You don't want to
boast about baking it or whatever?
I don't know what it does. I don't know shit about
Oh
it.
no,
Bro.
it's just a little it's a motherboard. It's a computer. It's a little tiny motherboard, and you give it a little bit of power, and you hook up a little micro SD card to it, and you can program it like like a regular computer. It's just a little tiny computer. It's a hobbyist toy basically, and it's what I'm trying to teach.
So it's
the
almost like
boys.
kind of like the remote control car of computers, where it's like a hobby computer.
Yep. You can, like one of my, you can like build little robots with it. You can, of course, video games is always the big thing. I've seen them they use them in thermostats and like just it's a computer. It's just a microchip, and you can create what's that thing called with the weather and stuff, a biometer or whatever, or a barometer. You can make a nice
Barometer.
computer barometer or something like that.
Test the air pressure.
Yeah, there's a lot of toys and hobbies with it. That might be what he talks about a little bit. He uses Gary here. But people use it for a lot of things. They come in different sizes. It's the new hobby.
Okay, well, let's check it out. I got an intro here. I'm gonna skip over right into the very beginning, right here. Let's check it out.
Now, back in the day, of course, there was just one Raspberry Pi, the initial Raspberry Pi that got launched. But then over the years, there have been revisions and different models and improvements and upgrades. And in fact, today there is a whole range of different Raspberry Pi devices that you can buy. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the different ones. First of all, we're going to understand what a Raspberry Pi is, and then we're going to look at the different ones to see which best suits your needs in terms of features, performance, and of course, price. So what is the Raspberry Pi? Well, basically, the Raspberry Pi Foundation was set up to kind of fill this gap in the home computer market, which kind of boomed during the sort of 80s and 90s and then kind of waned away a bit with the advent of kind of consoles and things like that, to try to get people interested in building things, whether it's software or hardware, a combination of software and hardware. And the Raspberry Pi is a small board, a single board computer that has everything you want on it to run a complete system. I mean, basically a full desktop. In fact, with Linux running on it, you get networking, you get USB, you get obviously the CPU and the memory and the GPU, you get HDMI connectors, you've got camera connectors, you've got everything you need in this one
Somebody else
package.
is going off across the
Now, that
street.
was the original idea. Since then, the Raspberry Pi Foundation have branched out in a couple of other directions, and we'll cover those directions in a moment. But the basic idea is it's a small board, a single board computer that you can do everything you need in this one little package. And it's great for interfacing with hardware because it has a set of pins that you can connect to things like temperature sensors or LCD displays or stepper motors or whatever it is you need to connect to them, so you can control and monitor things and then build the project of your dreams. Now, following the original Raspberry Pi, we've had the Raspberry Pi 2, the Raspberry Pi 3, and now the Raspberry Pi 4. Each one brings new features, new processing power, but they've aimed at the same kind of price point, which is $35. Now, there are two models of these boards. There's what they call the Model B and the Model A, and that's kind of a reflection of the history of way back when in the UK we had the BBC Micro.
He just said they cost $35. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a little computer. Yep, they cheap.
So wait. Like, can you just buy it and go right into using it, or do you have to add things or do stuff?
Yeah, you do have to add things and do stuff to it. It's basically a motherboard. It's basically a little motherboard, and you add a micro SD card. That's the memory. And then using other computers at home or whatever, depending on if it hooks up to a network or however you want to do it, you have to manipulate it so that it can put operating system and other software on it to get it to run and do what you want it to do, kind of a thing.
So it's kind of just like a blank slate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, let's get back to the video.
Pro, and that came in a Model A and a Model B, and the kind of the generation of kids that grew up then in the home computer thing with the BBC Micro, the ZX Spectrum, the Commodore 64, the VIC-20, and so on. They kind of took that idea over to the Raspberry Pi. Now, the Raspberry Pi Model B is the more complete one. You get more ports, you get more memory.
Now, he says on the comment, you heard him, he mentioned the Commodore 64 and all that. Would you say this is like the new updated mini version of it?
Well, I have a Raspberry Pi 3. 4 is the newest one, I think, and mine doesn't run 64 too well.
What, the Commodore 64 doesn't?
Yeah, nah, it doesn't run too well. I get it to work. I can play certain games, but it ain't. You know, I would probably have to overclock it, my chip or whatever on there. You know, it's ways to make the chip faster. But nah, my N64 doesn't run too well.
Okay, well, let's check it out. Let's see what else he's talking about.
PlayStation runs good though. That's what's weird.
Nice.
Sometimes you get more facilities, more features, and the Model A is cut down. But because it's been cut down, you get a smaller price. So maybe the Model A one's kind of around $25, whereas the Model B is $35. And then there's also the Model B Plus, which is often a kind of a tweak or an upgrade to an existing Model B. So you might have got kind of the Raspberry Pi, let's say 3B, and then you get the 3B Plus, which has got some tweaks into it. But again, maintaining that kind of 3B price of $35. So, of course, the leading edge one for today is the Raspberry Pi 4 Model B, and that is the best one that you can buy in terms of the single board computer. And it comes in different RAM configurations, 2, 4, and 8 gigabytes. Now, let's just talk about the RAM on the Raspberry Pi 4 for a moment. If you are trying to use this as a full desktop, where you want to be able to open up web browsers and Python programming environments and even Visual Studio Code,
So
then the more
gotta,
memory you have, the better.
right.
So I would recommend the 4 or even better, the 8 gigabyte version. If you're kind of using your Raspberry Pi 4 embedded into a project
So
somewhere,
you got
so
a
it's
3,
at the
not a
heart
4,
of
is that right?
a system.
All right, hold up.
So I'm planning on getting a 4 could cost up to $100. I think. I think it's pretty. It ain't cheap. Like you know, it's a good, you know, $60, $70, $80 or whatever. Plus, you know, whatever else I would need for it.
Let's check out the review for the one you got.
He's doing pretty good.
Well, this is specific.
Oh, okay.
It's the same guy.
No. I don't know.
But you got the 3, right?
No, I just want. Yeah, I got the 3, but I just wanted to give that guy. That was a pretty good little recap there. He did pretty good.
Well, ironically, the new video I found is actually the same guy, but it's from 7 years ago. It's about the 3.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play that one since that relates to like the one you got.
The original Raspberry Pi Model B, an absolutely revolutionary product. It was a small single board computer that could run Linux. You've got things like a desktop, compilers, Java, C, Python. You could run an internet browser. You had a set of GPIO pins, general purpose input output pins, that you could connect to sensors. You could control robots. You could light up lights. And it was only $25 or $35, depending on which model you picked. Absolutely started a whole new revolution. Then after that came the Raspberry Pi 2, same form factor, the same compatibility, the same general design, but this time with a quad-core processor, but still sticking at that $35 price point. And then for a while, the Raspberry Pi Foundation took things in a different direction. They lowered the price, and we have the Raspberry Pi Zero. Now that was a tiny, tiny little board using the same processor as the original Raspberry Pi, but only cost $5. But now the latest thing is that the Raspberry Pi Foundation have released the Raspberry Pi 3. And what's different about this one? This one has got a 64-bit quad-core processor on it, and it's got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So let's take.
So can you run Nintendo 64 games?
Yeah, I can run 64 games. They run. The N64 is a complicated CPU system.
So basically, you pretty much don't want to go much past like Sega Genesis to 32-bit.
But now I'm playing the original PlayStation runs smooth on mine.
Okay, well let's see what he has to say. Let's skip a little bit.
The Raspberry Pi, there's no getting away from it. You're just buying a circuit board. And actually, that's the intention. Now, you can buy some third-party cases. You can even buy some official cases from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. However, at the end of the day, what you buy is a circuit board, but a circuit board that can do a whole bunch of things. So let's have a look around the board. So looking around the board, towards the bottom, you'll find the HDMI port, the 3.5mm audio jack, and the micro USB port, which is used to power the board. And to the right-hand side, you'll find the USB ports, there's 4 of those, and the Ethernet port. And along the top, you'll find the GPIO pins, that's the general purpose input-output pins, which allow you to connect the Raspberry Pi to a whole variety of different things, including sensors and motors, and so on. Now, the real star attraction on the Raspberry Pi 3 is the new 64-bit Cortex-A53 processor from Broadcom that also includes the Video Core GPU. The original Raspberry Pi and the Raspberry Pi Zero both use a single-core ARM v6 processor from Broadcom along with the Video Core GPU. The Raspberry Pi.
Now, question, Volo, when you get this computer, does it always come like just like how they keep showing it, like as a chip, or does it come in a box or a case? Or
They do sell them as kits where you can get a little case with it and a little heat sink. Like mine didn't come with I bought my case separate. Like I bought a case kit with mine, so it was a nice little plastic case that came with a fan and a mic and a heat sink for it to,
Do they go with the full tower, or?
It was, it fits in the palm of your hand. It's a little
Oh, it's a mini joint. You're like the one I was showing you. Okay, a mini joint. Okay. All right. Let's see what else they got to talk about here.
Pi 2 uses a quad-core Cortex-A7 CPU, also from Broadcom, using the same GPU. And now the Raspberry Pi 3 uses the 64-bit ARM v8 architecture, this time the Cortex-A53 chip, again with the same GPU. So we've gone from ARM v6 to ARM v7 32-bit up to ARM v8 64-bit in just 4 years, and the pricing has remained the same, just $35. Absolutely fantastic. So now looking at the
How much did you pay for yours?
If all together, like $80, if that.
Okay. Well, you got some extra elements, so that's about right.
Yeah.
Let's skip a little bit.
Of choice for the Raspberry Pi 3 is Linux. However, it isn't the only operating system available. You can also run Windows 10 IoT Core, and you can run RISC-OS. Now, when it comes to Linux, there are a plethora of different distributions available that you can run on your Raspberry Pi. However, there is an official one called Raspbian, which is supported by the Raspberry Pi Foundation, and installing it really is a breeze. You just download the .zip file from the Raspberry Pi website, you extract its contents onto an SD card, and then you boot your Pi with the SD card. Following a few more on-screen instructions, and everything will be installed. And with all this talk of 64-bit processors, you might think that the version of Linux that comes with the Raspberry Pi 3 is in fact a 64-bit version. Well, unfortunately, it isn't. At the moment, all of the major Linux distributions for the Raspberry Pi 3 are still 32-bit. However, I'm sure that's going to change in the future. Now, when it comes to performance, the Raspberry Pi 3 is faster than a hard drive to my Raspberry Pi. I booted up into Kodi.
That's enough of that. That's enough of that. We don't gotta watch all because that's part of it. Because this is Noodle Free Mondays. This isn't Bolo and Techapalooza. So, are there any noodle aspects to this that you boy? Like, man, this kind of sucks.
Well, I'm sitting here playing Wu-Tang's video game.
What's the fighting one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks, I guess.
It is what it is.
Yo, I went to I'm done with ShopRite.
Well, okay, what happened? Give us the story.
All right. Well, I've been going there and every time I ring myself up, the computer AI keeps thinking I'm stealing, so it plays back the video of me putting my stuff in the bag, right?
Yeah.
So I go in there today. Like yesterday, I went in there and I bought some. They now have instant pricing on all their aisles. So every item in front of it has its own little box where all they got to do is hit a button and it'll change the price on the item. So
Yeah.
I bought some honey roasted walnuts, and they were on sale for $3.49 on Sunday.
Yeah.
I was going to grab 2 bags, and I was like, no, I'm just going to grab 1 bag. So I know I went up front, and I scanned it, I checked, make sure all my prices is right and everything. So I know I paid the regular this on sale price of $3.49. So when I go into the store today, only the walnuts, the like the glazed walnuts, the pecans, and the cashews, they changed the prices. They made the prices back to regular price.
Yeah.
But all the other flavors that nobody wants, they're on sale. You know what I'm saying? For one particular brand.
Yeah.
So it's like now they have the ability to be like, well, these ones are selling too fast. We're going to make them the regular price, and all the other ones they'll still be on sale. So I went to the front and I'm like, nah, man, I just bought it yesterday. I was going to get 2 of them, but they was on sale. You know what I mean? But now the price just for the walnuts, the pecans, and the cashews, they're now all of a sudden $1 more. They regular price again. And it's like, dude, I just want these for $3.49. And he's like, oh yeah, I mean, like, and now everybody playing dumb, and I'm asking them questions like, yo, so y'all can just now they could just change the price every day like this. I thought it was like sales is from Sunday through Saturday, like, and on Sundays the sale changes.
Have
Right?
you ever seen a movie called Time with Justin Timberlake?
Nah.
All right. It is exactly about this. Well, basically, you know how they're digitizing the money, right?
Yeah.
So basically, eventually humans are going to evolve to the point where we can give ourselves eternal lives, right? And we won't.
Okay.
And have you seen this movie at all?
Yeah, I think so.
And they can't age past 25?
Yeah.
You know the concept of it? In time? Let's watch the trailer because you were just talking about it. Remember how
but
the price
listen,
of what
man.
they made changed every day?
I wanted my cashew. I wanted my what's the name for $1 less. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was the price yesterday. They still had a whole bunch on the shelf, but I know that's the ones. Those are the 3 that the people buy. They don't buy the nasty ones for the sale price. You know
Well,
what I'm
I
saying?
mean, now I know you're black, right? So you don't understand business, but that's how business
I
works.
hear you. So now it's okay. So you're not. I bought it yesterday for $1 less. Today I'm back in the store. I was like, y'all still want it, but now since it's a day later, and y'all decided to change the price on that particular one out of all the other M&Ms, you said M&M peanuts is now back to regular price. M&M peanuts isn't on sale because niggas like M&M peanuts. You know what I'm saying? I got to get the regular chocolate ones that I don't want. I can't get the M&M peanuts for $1. So you're not going to give me the sale price, and I'm just going to walk out the store and leave, my whole purchase behind.
So the sale price is only for a certain brand.
I'm saying it's M&M peanuts. I mean, I'm saying M&Ms are on sale, but the M&M peanuts, since they sell the best, they're the most popular one. They made them go back to regular price.
Yeah.
The regular chocolate M&Ms, the M&Ms with peanut butter, all the ones that people don't like, they stayed on sale.
I'm gonna make you feel like an asshole. Have you ever in your life heard about any time that there's a gift or a project, or you saw a commercial, they're like, hey, we're having this giveaway at McDonald's of Shamrock Shakes. And what do they say at the end of that commercial about, oh, we're having special Shamrock Shakes or special McRibs? What do they say at the end of that commercial, Bolo?
Yeah, I hear you.
No. What do they say? Say it out loud.
Limited time only or something like that or whatever.
No. You know what they say?
What?
Certain locations may apply.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Well, it depends
Even though it's a larger company, each location is a franchise, and it is the option of the owner of said franchise to support the sale.
Okay.
So all you just complained about is just you bitching.
Yeah.
You are 100% in the right, and you need to take that shit and eat it like a motherfucker.
And no, I didn't. I said okay, and I walked out the store and left a $20 purchase behind them because they didn't want to take it down to 19 because they didn't
Well,
want to
I think
undersell what
black
they
people
were
need to
for.
learn to speak with their wallet and
I
speak
hear
with their
you.
feet.
Yeah.
But the
I
thing
did.
is,
I
what
did.
black
I'm not.
people like to do is we like to try to argue the rules back, like change the rules. And I'm gonna tell you, even though you had all those complaints and they sounded so good, right? They
Yeah.
sounded so valid. How they gonna change the price and all that, right?
Yes.
Sounds so wrong, right?
I
And when
hear
I just
you.
explained to you what they say at the end of the commercial,
I
does
hear
that
you.
does that argument hold a drop of
All right,
water?
but now here's where
Well,
your
answer the
whole.
question.
What you
After
mean?
I explain to you what they say at the end of the commercials about promotions and deals, does all that you went over about how they're screwing you,
Yeah,
changing the price, how
yeah.
the price, does that now make so much sense that you almost feel stupid bitching about it?
No, it doesn't because I walked
Why?
out the store and they lost the sale.
They don't
Now,
care.
I
They
hear you,
don't care.
but now we live in a diversity, equity, and inclusion law. So the person behind me can just say, "Listen, I want this for the sale price," and they give them for the sale price, and because it's the nice white old lady that they like and they didn't like.
No, you know what it is? Bolo, you're a Negro, and Negroes are raised to be quiet and docile and not get killed by white zaddy. So when you get done wrong, you know what you do? You shut the fuck up and leave. You know what white people do when they don't like it? They throw a fucking fit. It's called Karen. Other one is called Steve. Okay? Some of our women do that. You ever had that girlfriend that don't let something go wrong? You like, baby, 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 right? But the reality is if she bitches hard enough, she'll get what she wants. So the fact that you didn't want to bitch about it it's not because she's white and old. She'll bitch about it. You won't.
All right.
You see what I'm saying, Dr. Umar?
I hear you.
It's not because she's white, because she's old, or because they hate you.
Yeah.
It's because you have been raised as a slave. Because that's how black people raise their children. They raise us to work for other people. And then they think the people we work for will treat us good eventually. And that's why we all vote for the Democrats. The reason they treat you bad at the store is not because you're black and she's an old white lady. It is because you don't complain and she throws a goddamn fit.
I complained. He said
No,
he couldn't. But he
Bolo.
in the end he still
You're
said, "Hey,
a
I'm not going to
big
give you the sale." So I said, "All right, I'm
200
going to
and
leave."
plus pound black man.
I hear
How
you.
hard, Bolo? You talk about racism, right?
I hear you.
No. You gotta let me go through this before you keep cutting me off and
The
tell me it's
option is
already
still the
done. All right,
same. It's
stop,
all right. Are you going to
Bolo.
give me $1 off, or I'm just going to leave? Like, and it's I'm not going to give you $1 off. So it is beneath me to call to have him, to talk to his boss to take $1 off. You know what I mean? Like it's
See,
wasting my
did you hear what
money.
you just said?
I'm
You heard
not.
what you just said? This
All
is
right,
why I
but
keep telling you not to
I'm
cut me
saying right
off.
now, I'm
Stop
not
cutting me
shopping
off.
there anymore.
Dude, we got a TV show. Stop doing that, bro. Stop doing that. When it's time for me to talk, shut the fuck up. Okay? Don't just keep talking over me like I'm your girlfriend.
I'm talking over you.
Shit.
I'm
Don't do
talking
that
over
shit.
you.
Don't
I'm talking over
stop.
you.
You're doing it right now. You're doing
but-
it right now. You're doing it right now. Stop keep trying to talk when I'm trying to move the conversation forward, okay?
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Have you ever watched a TV show in your life? Does the host just let people just keep talking and then listen, and if the person keeps cutting them off, the host just lets them keep. The host
No,
lets
you
motherfucker,
go
we
ahead.
got a show to run here. Stop battling over me so we can have people that's listening.
Dog. I'm here because you're the leader.
Okay.
Go ahead, lead.
Okay. So back to the whole point of that. Did you hear what you just said? You said, I'm not going to go through all that calling his manager ambition. Did you not just say that?
Yes, because I already established with him that I'm done. I'm not going there anymore.
Stop. Guess who will call the manager?
The old little white lady.
So once again, it's not about her being an old white lady. What is it about?
Her calling and complaining and getting the nigga the fuck out of there.
Exactly. So the point is, your complaint is invalid. You just don't want to be an asshole. That's what you really need to say. Hey, I don't want to be an asshole, and they're fucking me.
All right,
That's
but
what you say.
well, the reason why I'm like,
But you can fix it. All you have to do is be an asshole.
all right, but you're the same thing as applying that you mentioned the Democratic Party, that we're still going to vote for the Democratic Party. We're not going to complain.
80%. Black people are going to vote for the Democrat Party 80% no matter what. No matter what. I don't care how much coke Hunter Biden does. Matter of fact, I'm going to look for him right now. It's a late night in LA. That boy knows how to fucking party. Shit.
But I already established I'm not voting for the Democrats. I'm not voting for Joe Biden.
Oh no, you're gonna vote for Cornel West, who's a Democrat in disguise.
There's a better chance, yeah. He has a better chance.
He's a no, because what's gonna happen is they're gonna get into the full race, right? He's gonna pick up about 20%, but he's gonna feel like he can't win. So right before the real election, he's gonna drop out and tell everybody that votes for him to vote for Joe Biden. That's exactly what's gonna happen. He's just black Bernie Sanders.
He's not going to sell out like
Bernie
that.
Sanders Del Negro.
He's not going to sell out like that.
Yes, he is. That's exactly what he's gonna do.
No, I don't think so.
Did you think Bernie Sanders would do that?
Well, he's already established that he's third party.
No. You didn't answer the question. Don't treat me like you're my girlfriend or my wife. One of the things that women do when I date them, I ask them a question and they just say something else like I didn't ask them a question. That is a feminine trait. I want you to stop that.
All right.
When I ask you a question, don't say something else. Don't move the goalpost. It's called moving the goalpost.
It's not moving the goalpost.
No, it is, because when I ask you a question, you don't like where that question is going. So instead of just addressing it, you try to tell me all this other shit that makes that question invalid instead of answering the question. Because if you are right, your answer will shut the shit down. You don't have to explain shit. You get what I mean? You don't got to explain shit. So again, did you think that Bernie Sanders was going to turn around and tell everybody to vote for Joe Biden?
Yes.
Bullshit.
I knew he wasn't going to.
Bullshit. We all thought he was going to run independent. Bullshit.
No,
We're
I didn't.
Disappointed.
No, the fuck I didn't.
If you was a Bernie Sanders guy,
I wasn't a Bernie
he's
Sanders
against
guy.
it. When he loses, he's just gonna run it because we begged him. We said, Bernie, run independent. All the Bernie bros were like, run independent, Bernie. Fuck those guys.
Fam, 2016, I was Jill Stein.
I voted for Jill Stein too, but that was the Bernie wasn't ready yet. And he had already jumped his bitch ass out because you gotta remember, by the time you know to vote for Jill Stein, he had dropped out. Until he dropped out, I wasn't voting for Jill Stein. I was voting for him.
Yeah, I was voting for Jill Stein from the door.
Oh yeah. I forgot you like that slave driver Baraka. You like that murderous nigga. That murderous nigga Baraka. That motherfucker. So what Bolo was talking about with his whole thing at the supermarket was in reference to this great movie called In Time. We're going to play some of the trailer for that because it's a reference to how they raise the price and it goes up and down. You can bitch and moan all you want. Well, reality is your ass will be fucking dead if the bus doesn't come on time. So fuck all that complaining shit. You better adjust is the point of this. Now let me get my fair use right because this is a great reference to how the prices were changing. And this is some noodle stuff that we're going to have to deal with because with cryptocurrency, the changing of money from digital to paper that's happening, this is our potential future. And it's all called In Time. It's from 2011. It's a Justin Timberlake film where we live to the age of 25, but all your life is kept on your wrist. And rich people have 1,000,000 years, but poor people have like 5 hours on their arm. And when you go to work, you work for the hours to survive. If you don't work that day, you will die by the end of the day. And we're going to watch a trailer about that. And that's what that's about with these M&M prices that Volo wants to change, not realizing that they're just waiting for Volo to die trying to run and get to the bus. And that's the situation. So I gotta get my Rotten Tomatoes. You got to do all the little, you know how they are. They kind of bougie. They want you to get your fair use. And I want them to be all acting all stupid on me when I try to, share my stuff. Because one moment. Let me get my fair use right. He said he pulled the Umar. He said it's because she an old white bitch. No, no. She's a complainer. She's the asshole. You remember the people like to toast to the asshole and the asshole wins? You don't remember all that? That's the American rule. The asshole wins. Donald Trump. The asshole wins. The person that complains, and Karen, Steve, the person that complains the most, will be the winner. So let's check out this trailer for what the future of our lives is going to look like. And it's a great movie featuring Justin Timberlake called In Time. And it's from 2011. If you have not seen it, see this movie. Forget Hunger Games. This is your real future.
Allow me to introduce my mother-in-law, Clara, my wife, Michelle, and my daughter, Sylvia. Whoa, where's the rest?
Never met the quota.
My units are up from last week.
So is the quota.
This is you with the candy bar right there. Did you see how he was arguing with the homeboy about the quota and this is not how much I'm supposed to get?
Yeah.
That's you with the candy bar at the store. But you know what the dude told him? All right. He didn't want the all right. You know, you tough? You tough, bro? I like what you're saying. I feel your pain. Back to the trailer.
Just want something to make it with more time on my hand than hours in the day. How old are you? 28.
I'm 105. But the day comes when you've had enough. If you had as much time as I have, what would you do with it?
Sure as hell wouldn't waste it.
I would have said, mind you, like social media clout, time is literal money. So the time that you have stored up, if you have 1,000 or 1,000,000 years, you spend that. So when you go to the store, you don't spend money. You spend 5 minutes for a soda. You spend 20 minutes for a sandwich. You spend a half an hour for a meal. That's how it works. If you're rich, you spend an hour for a burger. Okay? And some rich people have $1 million in this stuff. And that guy had lived for 100 years and he's sick of living, but he's a rich boy. He has like thousands of years. So he gave it to Justin Timberlake. And now Justin Timberlake has all these endless lives. When Justin Timberlake was one of the poor people, who if you saw him arguing with that guy, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but something really bad happens after that scene because of the time and money change. And then ironically, he meets this guy, and it's almost like what was that movie with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd?
Trading Places.
Trading Places. It is literally Trading Places in the future, but with time and money. So let's check out the rest of this trailer as I work on my Fair Use swag. Oh, I done hit the wrong button. That's Chuck's fault. Oh, there it is. He's looking out the window right there. There it is.
The last time anyone saw him alive, there was over a century on that clock.
Well, all of the time.
What up?
His name is Will Salas.
You can't hide 100 years in the...
I gotta ask, is that one dude a young Elon Musk?
Huh?
No. This guy here with the kissy face, he actually plays an asshole and everything is, but he kind of looks like a young Elon Musk.
Yeah. I think he plays a Joker or something, don't he? Or what does he play?
No, he wasn't the guy that died as the Joker, but he has played in a bunch of movies and he always plays an asshole. He's the white person's Big Red. What's the guy who played Big Red? And the Terrence Howard, he's the white people's Terrence Howard.
Ghetto.
You know that time will get you killed.
You know, you see him,
Get out of
that
here.
president about to be
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of your company before, Mr. Salas. Will Salas.
So that guy he was just talking to has $1 million years in a safe. So not only does he have like 1 million years on his wrist, he has 1 million years in a safe that after he runs out of that 1 million years, this is how rich people do you in America and tell you they can't raise your salary. They have 1 million years on their wrist and they got 1 million years in the bank. They can go in at any time they want and recharge. But they will tell you that they can't give you 1 year. Remember that, Americans. This movie is one of the greatest movies besides Gattaca in the last 20 years. Let's get back.
Okay, go ahead.
Commentary.
No, I was gonna say I watched The Greatest the other day. I tagged you on it too.
Watch what? Gattaca?
No. The Jerk.
Oh, The Jerk. Top 5 all-time great movie. Let's get back to that.
I'm sorry to have to break up the party, Mr. West. I just need to work with your friend.
This is my destiny.
Please take me home.
Can't do that.
Why?
They're keeping me alive.
This is my intention.
How can you live with yourself watching people die right next to you?
You don't watch. You close your eyes.
I'm gonna make them pay. I'm gonna take them for everything they've got.
Come on, help yourselves. Take the time, it's free.
You put enough time in the wrong hands, you upset the whole system. That's
You know
upset.
what they said? Take the time, it's free. Not take the money. Take the time. It's free. Because once they threw this thing over to crypto, and Akon started that. Remember, Akon wanted to trade cell phone minutes as money in Africa. The A-coin.
Yep.
The cryptos are coming. Guys, this is your future. Eventually, money won't be money. Time in social currency. If you ever watch Black Mirror, where you have your certain currency rating, that will be your money one day. Get ready. You'll be paid in time and social currency, not money. Money is dead.
If this works, we gotta get more.
I can help you get all the time you want.
You know we're coming to get you.
His crime wasn't taking time. He was giving it away.
Dope film. Dope film right there. And whatnot. Speaking of that, we might have to watch the Gattaca trailer. Any comments about that, Bolo?
It seems interesting. I never watched that movie though.
Go watch it.
I'll try to check it out one day. But I was just cruising through. Was it I forget which service I was using, and as soon as I seen The Jerk, I was like, I'm gonna sit here and watch The Jerk.
Oh yeah, The Jerk is a classic. It's a classic. But I will say, in your regular life, you probably haven't lived a single jerk experience. But in your real life, you have lived the in-time experience. So you might want to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm just in your fake life.
It might be Justin Timberlake that's not inspiring me to watch.
Again. We've already verified. The Jerk is something you will never experience. Is that true? Will you experience anything that happened in The Jerk ever in your life?
Nah, but it's
okay.
It's
Stop.
Stop
There. Remember we talked about this?
But it's a very interesting tale.
Again,
it
stop
is
trying to explain. This explanation means nothing because I'm making a point.
I hear you.
Will you do anything that ever happened in the Jerk in your life?
But that's the society that we live in right now. Like
you're doing it again, Bolo. You're doing the girlfriend boyfriend arguing thing where I ask you a question.
I'm not arguing. I'm talking about a movie.
No. What you're doing is I ask you a question and then you say something different. We had this talk earlier about the goalpost. When I ask you a question, answer the question. I'm just telling you, that's a feminine quality.
No, the feminine quality is like, I don't want to hear what you got to say. That's a feminine
No,
quality.
I don't want to hear what you got to say. Means I don't want to answer your question.
No, I'm answering your question.
What's the answer? What's the answer? Okay. What's the answer?
What's the question again?
I don't know because you weren't listening because you didn't hear what I had to say.
Oh, no, I was telling you about The Jerk and you interrupted me telling you about
No,
The
what
Jerk.
I told you was...
Oh, yeah, you asked me if anything in my life ever happened.
What did I ask you about The Jerk twice?
Yeah, if anything in my life is The Jerk. But The Jerk is... I
didn't hear the answer yet. What did I ask you?
With anything that happened in your, in The Jerk, what happened in your life?
And what was the answer? It's a real simple answer. It's really yes or no. Don't give me all this bitch answer. Yes or no?
Yes, it can happen, but it depends on what you're talking about.
So what? Like, name one thing that's going to happen in Bolo's life.
I might get lucky and find a product that I can sell and make $1 million off of.
niggas. All right, so now that we're out of the fantasy world of some bullshit
All right,
that
there
you're
we
never
go.
going to do, you're never going to find a product and sell for $1 million. Never. Never. But see how, like, you know, women like to do that kind of shit. They like to make up this fantasy of bullshit.
No, it's not. It's not about fantasy. It's
Okay, so again, what is the answer? Will anything in the jerk happen in your life?
Which one is true, fiction or nonfiction?
Will anything in the jerk happen in your life? It's a simple yes or no answer.
What's the difference between fiction and nonfiction, nigga?
Again,
this is the shit I'm talking about. Like
this is the black woman. This is the black woman
No,
shit.
the black is like I don't want
Dog, you're not answering the fucking question. All you're doing is saying anything.
That's the bitch move.
I have you cornered and you won't
No, you
answer
don't, nigga.
because you know you're trapped. You
a-
won't answer because you know
It's a fictional
you sound
story,
ridiculous.
but in order to elaborate whether or not
Will
something
anything
happened,
of the
I have
jerk
to
happen
explain
in
the
your life,
story,
Rolo?
nigga.
Yes or no? That's all it is.
The same thing is with the show movie you just showed. It's a fictional story.
I don't know because you won't let me get to that part because you won't even answer the first question because you're so scared.
No, it's not. It's
You're
a
so
fictional.
insecure
They're both.
that what I say next will curve you. So why don't you answer the first question and let me get to the next part instead of trying to cut me off and change the perspective of the conversation?
They're both fictional stories. Nigga.
No, answer the first question. Will that happen in your life?
Will I be the jerk?
Anything.
No.
I'm talking about anything. Can you compare anything in your life that has happened to the jerk and tell us that right now? And if you could do a proportional comparison of anything that has already happened or will realistically happen in your life and what happened in the jerk, make that comparison because that's what I'm about to do at the time. So that's your whole point that it's totally different in the same.
In the jerk, there's one scene where his strong girlfriend wanted to beat up his weaker girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So they was fighting over him. Like that has happened before.
Okay.
Two women fight over, you know.
How long ago was that, Bolo?
Yeah, back in college, but it's still.
So
it still
how
has
old are you,
like-
Bolo? How old are you, Volo?
But
how old are you, Volo?
I'm 50 plus years old, 52.
And you were 18 in college. That was 37 years ago. That's how far you had to go back for something. But you know what just happened the other day? No, stop. Don't do the talking.
Okay.
You know what just happened the other day, Volo?
What happened the other day?
You went to go get yourself some M&Ms, right?
It wasn't M&M's.
Stop. Don't do the female thing and try to cut me off to get away from what I'm about to lay on.
I'm just correcting you on what the
What
item
did
was.
you do the other day? Did you go to
M&Ms
get
because you didn't
M&Ms, peanuts,
understand.
and chocolate? Is that correct?
The chocolate ones were still on sale.
Okay.
It's just the
So
peanuts wasn't on
stop
sale.
right there. Stop right there. This wasn't 37 years ago. This was the other day.
It was today.
Stop. The movie I just showed you reenacted what you went through. Yet, you're going to dismiss that movie for something that happened 37 years ago in a fantasy film about some coon-ass nigga that hangs and fucks with white people that swims in the milk. You know Richard Pryor love white bitches and only fuck with white people. You don't even like niggas. So you cooning for a swimming in the milk ass nigga.
I'm not cooning for
Think about this. Think about this. You cooning for a swimming in the milk ass nigga Richard Pryor 37 years ago.
Richard Pryor
trying to
got
make
in
a
the
point
movie,
about
yo.
something that I'm trying to tell you that happened the other day.
It's not Richard Pryor, nigga. It's Chevy Chase.
Whoever the
Not Chevy
fuck. The
Chase.
point
It's
is,
Steve
it's
Martin.
a cooning ass nigga movie is the point, and you gotta stop doing this.
It was Steve Martin. He's not a coon. Well, he was a
gotta
coon.
stop
but
doing
he
this.
That he's a nigga.
Anybody out there, if you old and a minority, and you can't deal with like what's happening today, but you can think about what happened 37 years ago, you really need to get your fucking life together. Anybody that's watching this, if you worried about what happened 37 years ago, but you're not worried about what happened 3 days ago, you really need to get your life together. That's all I'm saying. Next topic.
You sound like a critical anti-racist theorist.
You're ridiculous. You fucking I'm not even going to show the Gattaca trailer. All this shit is beyond your fucking level because you're going to be well, Gattaca's just a fake movie.
Well, you might as well.
Gattaca's a fake movie. No. We out of that. We watched the little tape video. That's it.
You might as well throw the Matrix
this is
in,
another
too.
nigga that I was about to show you that was acting like you, because the same thing happened to Tyrese recently. Did you hear that? The same shit you bitching about, because remember how you said they keep checking your ID every time you go to the store?
Who's
It happened
Tyrese?
it just happened to your homeboy Tyrese. You know, you saw, you know, nasty R&B niggas, they soft and shit. So, you know, I don't know if it's cool to have things in quality with nasty R&B niggas. But here we go right here with your boy Tyrese, man. They disrespect. They won't let him buy his shit. They don't have his ID. Tyrese. He wanted a candy bar. He wanted M&Ms like Volo. They said, "Yo, I need to see your ID. You can't pay for it." Everything we getting right there. But you know what he's not gonna do? He's not gonna tell me about running scared or some bullshit. He's not gonna tell me about some Gene Wilder fucking movie. Tyrese is worried about the fact that he needs to use an ID just to buy a fucking candy bar. Because again, why are we talking about old bullshit when today, right now, the reality is happening? And this is a Black African American community problem. We want to make excuses, but we can't deal with what's happening right now, today. That's why 80% of Black people are going to vote for Joe Biden. You're a supervisor, right? So it says stand up and eat it. Correct. And the last name is what? My because you work here. Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed. He gets yelling. He yelling for like 15 minutes.
And make me understand how you just seen me and other people that work here just
It's you, Volo.
physically in the
Well,
store.
you ain't gonna let me get a candy bar for the price.
I'm trying to understand what is he complaining about?
Oh, well, I don't know, because if I start telling you, are you gonna start cutting me off and like tell me about some other shit?
Nah,
or
you
you
go ahead
actually
and
listen?
explain it, nigga. Like, what the fuck what's wrong? Why?
Okay, Tyrese went to Home Depot recently. You remember how you told me a story a couple shows ago about how the AI is racially profiling you?
Oh yeah, it's definitely racially profiling me.
And what does it do?
It brings up the videos showing me, you know, making sure that I put the right thing in the bag.
What do you think Tyrese is here complaining about right now that I'm trying to show you?
The computer did maybe the same thing. I don't know.
And because he doesn't have his ID on him to get through the verification, they won't let him buy simple shit. Even though he's Tyrese. So all this cutting me off shit, the stuff I'm showing relates to your life, man.
Go ahead. I don't understand why he, you know, what is he buying that he needs ID for?
Oh, when he talk, you know what he says? I can't buy a fucking candy bar.
Why can't he buy a candy bar without ID?
Well, Volo, what were you complaining about earlier?
Not being able to buy a candy bar without ID.
Again, Volo, what were you complaining about earlier that started all of this?
I complained that they changed the price specifically on M&M peanuts versus M&M plain.
So I guess that's different than getting a candy bar.
Yes, that's different because it was on sale the day before. They changed the price.
So candy bars are different than M&Ms.
Nigga, I'm saying.
No, are candy bars different at the store than M&Ms? Because that's what you just told me.
I'm explaining it to you over and over again.
How can you explain that candy bars are different than M&Ms?
No.
I just want to know that when you go to a store, so candy bars are on a whole nother level than M&Ms where you can't compare the two. Is that correct?
I'm saying
No. Tyrese can't get a candy bar.
Here we go again.
You couldn't get M&Ms and shit.
No, they had
totally
regular. They had regular M&Ms for 50 cents. They had M&M peanuts for $1. They changed the price of the regular M&M peanuts within the same sale week.
He's arguing that M&M peanuts and candy bars are different when you go to the store.
I'm not arguing that they're different. I'm saying they changed.
He's arguing that the AI is fucking him over, just like it.
I'm arguing that they changed the price
because he was getting M&Ms and Tyrese was getting a candy bar. This is a completely different situation that is not related. This is what he says. He's saying Tyrese is in a totally different situation. The In Time movie about people changing the price on him at the last minute that he expected. Totally different situation. Listen to these people. Listen to these. I'm telling you guys, I don't know what we're going to do, but I understand why coons exist.
Why does he need ID to buy some fucking M&M's?
What does it matter? Because you can't even see how it relates to you. You're not you don't even have the critical thought and perspective ability to feel his pain.
No,
And
he wanted me to pay a higher price.
This is you.
That's not
this
me,
is
nigga.
you sitting around bitching about not getting your
I
fucking
wasn't bitching. I
candy.
said, fuck you, nigga, and left.
This is you bitching about not getting your candy. Tyrese is bitching about not getting his candy. You bitching about not getting your candy. How do you call that different? You sound ridiculous. Tyrese bitching about not getting his candy because of some technical bullshit at the store. You're bitching about not getting your candy, but it's totally different. Doesn't match. Niggas. I don't know what to do with you. And this is why the Black community shall forever remain on the way to a zero by the year 2040. If anybody doesn't know that, the African American community by the year 2050 is going to be at a complete zero financially due to these type of thought processes where we argue about M&Ms versus a candy bar as though there's something there. And that's why the Black community will always fail. So that's that. Let's get on to our noodle of the week. Miss Little Tay, who's possibly got a death host going on, because at least she's about something. She's productive. That's how that goes. I don't know what niggas do. Candy, my candy bar is different. My M&Ms are different than his candy bar situation. I'm better than Tyrese. I'm special.
No, he's a crying bitch ass nigga, but that's a whole different story.
Nigga, you was on some bitch ass nigga shit crying up about your fucking M&Ms like a little hoe. Like, they changed the price.
So
I'm not buying anything because it's 50 more cents for M&Ms. You are fucking Tyrese, bro. You niggas are hilarious. Niggas will call Tyrese a bitch while acting like Tyrese. That shit is crazy. How you gonna call Tyrese a bitch when you did a Tyrese? You pulled a Tyrese, and Tyrese is a bitch though. The nerve of you niggas. Tyrese ain't even here. You disrespecting that black man because that's what you do.
He is a bitch.
You disrespect a black man who ain't even here just because to make yourself look better when you done lived this.
The most obnoxious kid in America.
I'm better than Tyrese.
Beverly Hills.
Tyrese
Run
is
this beat.
Her videos were shared.
But I'm not.
Lil Tay just got a brand new Jaguar.
Flaunting her wealth.
I still gonna be rich.
And cursing up a storm.
This is why all y'all ears hate me. This cost me $200,000.
She even came to the Inside Edition office and threw money at our camera. Lil Tay was only 9 years old back then.
Then at the height of her fame, she vanished from the public eye until now. Earlier this week came a truly upsetting announcement on her official Instagram page.
It is with a heavy heart that we share the
Niggas, man.
devastating news of our
They
beloved
another
Lil
black
Tay's
man, but they
sudden
can't
and
admit they don't
tragic
spit.
passing
Tyrese a bitch
at
from
age
the drop.
14. Her
Rain
21-year-old
up out of
brother
the school just
Jason
like
was
him.
also said to
That
have
shit
died
crazy.
suddenly. It triggered these headlines. Lil Tay dead. Rapper and influencer Lil Tay dead at 14. Well, it turns out to be a total hoax.
Lil Tay claims her Instagram page was hacked, but others aren't so sure and wonder if the stunt was all concocted to bring her back to the public spotlight with a big splash.
I want to make it clear that my brother and I are safe and alive, Lil Tay says. Lots of people are outraged. What a sick PR stunt, goes one online comment.
All right, that's it, Lil Tay. That's the show. I don't feel like talking about shit no more. Final words, Volo. Show's over.
Check me on all my social medias. Volo Tautology on Facebook. Volo Television on YouTube. Volo Tautology on Twitter and now X. Instagram. Et cetera, et cetera. $ Volo Tham if you want to send me $1 at the Cash App. And that's about it. Enjoy life. You know what I mean? Don't get mad over,
Yep. Check out the show on Wednesday, My Party Time Podcast, rolling Buttheads Techapalooza on Saturdays. Love is good, life is better. Bitches and niggas ain't shit, and we are out of here. End of show.